Really good to see everybody. It's great. I think everybody's excited to get back in person. This is the first time I've seen you all, well, many of you, in this type of gathering in well over a year. So it feels really good to get back to some form of normal. And I hope you all had a great summer. It's really good to see, it truly is. And we're excited. I know everybody says that this time of year. I probably said that for 9 straight years, as Tony just pointed out. But that's the truth. I think this time of year, you know, you get through the spring, you get through the summer. The players are working exceptionally hard. We have changes, and the anticipation builds up. And I'm as excited this year, as excited to get going right now as I was in year 1. So I feel really good about this team. I love our coaching staff. I feel like we're in a really good place. Really greatly appreciate the work that the strength and conditioning team has done this summer, and they always do. I think it's probably doesn't get talked about enough, but those guys do a remarkable job. They work with our players all spring, all summer, daily, and give up quite a bit of their time to individually train our football team. So I greatly appreciate our strength and conditioning team. Our players look really good, really fit, and are very much ready to go. As far as our staff, it's well documented that we made changes. I feel good about where we're at. The coaches have worked extremely hard. I was very pleased coming out of spring. I felt like we progressed probably better than I anticipated. And the players have worked exceptionally hard this summer to continue to build on that. Defensively, we have a big nucleus of our guys back. We have some guys that played a lot of football. Coach White and Coach Summerall do a remarkable job leading that defense, and you know, we feel like we're in really good position. As far as the kicking game, you know, having Rough low back, you know, that's a big plus for us. A very steady guy, very consistent, and it's good to have him back. Wilson Berry will trade one Aussie for the other, and looking forward to seeing what Wilson can do, but very talented and excited about that. I feel like we added a dimension with Wandell in the return game. Josh Ali did a remarkable job on punt returns. He'll continue to do that with Wandell, but Wandell brings a different element in the return game along with playing wide receiver. So I feel like as far as the roster, we're in really good position. As you all know and see the landscape of college football, that's a big part of it, the roster management, you know, with losing some guys and picking some up. I feel really, really good about the players we picked up. I feel like we picked them up in some positions that we needed some depth, needed some help, and hopefully that will help us throughout this season. I'm confident that it will. As always, you know, we're going to build this program with developing our players and continuing to build them and develop leadership and develop them mentally and physically. And I feel like we have quite a bit of leadership on this football team. And so, needless to say, it's a fun time. It's an exciting time. As I mentioned, I think just going to a kickoff luncheon and seeing people doing the fundraisers and, you know, things of that nature that's normal with the preseason makes it that much more exciting, and really appreciate what we have and appreciate the position that we're in, and just grateful to be here for 9 years and looking forward to 9 more. So I'll open it up for questions at that point.
All right, reminder, if you will, just make sure your cell phones are in the silent position, and go ahead with questions for the coach.
Mark, I'm sure you're not going to tell us who the quarterback is today, but with this new offense, is there a benefit to making that decision earlier in camp, or do you have a kind of time frame of when you want to make it?
You know, I've through the years, you've heard me answer this, and I bet I answered it the same way. It's more important to get it right than to be in a hurry. Is there a benefit? Yes, I believe there is. There's a benefit to getting reps. That's part of the negative to having a lot of talented players at any position, but it seems like it's obviously much easier to rotate guys in throughout practice and preseason. at other spots than quarterback. So we do feel like there is quality depth. Maybe for the first time, you go all the way down and have 4 or 5 guys that you feel confident that can play football at this level. And getting them reps is a concern, and we will work that as best we can.
Coach, transfers are really changing the game. Looks like we've got some good transfers in here.
Yes, sir. Really did. I feel like we got them in positions that we needed some depth. Obviously, and some impact guys at wide receiver. We did that. You always need tackles. We did that. We got in a position with an early entrance to the NFL and then an injury at middle linebacker. We really solidified ourselves there. And obviously quarterback. So we have some really good players and really hit some needs. So it was very critical for us, and I feel very good about it.
That will change the whole complexion of college athletics too.
It really will. I mean, I think right now it's fair to say there's a lot of change going on. With the portal is one thing. I think we've been gearing up for that and kind of, we can manage that. I think with the name, image, and likeness, it's changing. It's going to definitely change the landscape of our game, and we all have to adapt and do the very best we can. And that's very new, and we worked very hard this summer at educating our players and helping our players as best we could, and we continue to do that and put them in the best position to be successful.
Mark, Chris Rodriguez made some comments earlier this week about he was getting the vaccine. And do you see that picking up with the team's on?
We are in a good, strong position. I feel like we'll reach the goal. But that's a touchy subject. I address it with the team, but we're very open and honest and communicate often about a lot of things, and that is an individual choice. We'll continue to educate them, and everybody will do what's best for them or what they feel most comfortable. But I do feel like we'll reach the goal that the league has set.
Conference realignment's been the big talk since we last spoke with you. Is there more, Oklahoma and Texas, pretty big programs, is there more pressure to perform now knowing that you guys, SEC's only going to get better?
I don't know if you could ever say more. Is there more pressure? I mean, come on. How much can you handle? No, it is what it is. It's always brutal. It's hard. It's, the pressure comes from within. And when we say that as coaches, that's not lip service. It's truthful. I mean, it's, within our program, we have goals and aspirations, and that, anybody on the outside really can't affect that. As I mentioned, anytime you bring a program like Oklahoma and Texas into your conference, it's only going to help with exposure, and obviously it's going to be more challenging. If that's even possible to make the SEC more challenging, they picked the 2 right schools. So it'll be a fun challenge. It'll be a great challenge, but it always is anyway.
Mark, you have a lot of experience back on the offensive line, but you also got a lot of guys going to be playing different positions. Does that make a difference or not, changing between the different spots?
Not so much. Not so much. I think the experience helps. We did that quite a bit, even if it was in practice. We moved guys around a lot. John always did a great job with that. As you know, when we had the players that we felt like could play winning football, we played them in games. There was one year in particular where we rotated 9 guys, quite a bit. I feel like this year we'll definitely be in a position where we feel like we could almost go 10 deep, and I like that because it builds your program for the future, and I do feel like we're in a position where we could rotate quite a few guys and be interchangeable. Certainly there's going to be a lot of work to do in between right now and getting ready for that first game.
Mark, more specific on that particular point of the offensive line. Coach Cohen said coming out of spring practice that Jeremy Flax was at this spring was a cornerstone at the right tackle spot. Having Darryl Rosenthal come in, what do you do with Flax? I mean, is he moving guard, or what's your plan for him?
No, No, I mean, Dare has to go, there's competition. Yeah, I mean, we're very pleased with Jeremy, and he gives us a big, strong physical presence that we always like. And so Dare will come in and compete like the rest of our guys. And if he could play, at that level, and he feels like he is one of our top 5, then you can move guys. But I'm not sure what that'll be, or who it'll be, or where, what position. We always have an obligation. It's no different than any position. It's just like in the secondary, if you're 5 best guys, you want to get your 5 best guys on the field. And offensive line is no different. You want to get your 5 best. But we do feel like there's some depth.
Mark, how confident are you that you can do a better job of getting back?
I'm confident. I mean, we've been there before. It's not like we haven't done it. We want to continue to play good team defense, and there's a lot of elements to that. We certainly want to improve in all areas. Even if you look at statistically, over the years that we've been pretty solid in the top half in just about every statistical category, but that doesn't mean we're not trying to get better in all areas. And pressure is one of them.
Coach, what's your planning process on moving Isaiah Cummings to the tight end position? And is there any update on Keaton Upshaw and how he's doing?
Yeah, Keaton's doing very good. He's healing and in recovery and getting better. It's very unfortunate, as I mentioned. Keaton has worked so hard, and we were really looking forward to having him, certainly with this offense, and having tight ends and needing tight ends, and just the way we practice. It's hard on that position. You need to be very deep. We're physical. We want to be physical, and we want to be balanced. But those guys take a lot of. It's hard on them. They're sitting in there trying to block big dudes, and getting hit in the pass game as well, and all that. So they take a pretty good beating at times during practice, and the wear and tear gets pretty heavy. So you really feel like you want some depth there. But moving Isaiah to tight end, he came to us with that. And obviously, he was always a tweener. He's a very big, athletic guy. Yeah. And we have a need. And, really, if you look at it and you watch, football at the next level, they love the athletic tight ends. There's always the inline guys, the physical guys, the guys that can do everything, but the super athletic tight ends that can get open and are tough mismatches are getting more and more valuable. So we have to find the right way to use him.
Mark, how's J.J. Weaver doing in his rehab? Do you think he's going to be able to go week 1?
Yeah, J.J. is ahead of schedule. He's working extremely hard. I stayed on JJ from day one, just to continue, just to make sure he stayed up with that, starting with his range of motion and then his strength and all those things. And he's putting it together. I don't know, what I mean? I don't want to force that. He's doing a very good job, but you also have to make sure you give that ligament time to heal. And he has a bright future, and I have a tendency to try to be more cautious with those type of guys than force them back into it.
You know you guys are waiting on Devontae Ross to see if make it.
He's not here at this point. We're still waiting on him and hope that he can get here, but he's not here right now.
Coach, you did a great job with Kentucky kids.
Mm-hmm.
What's the status of Kentucky? I do a lot of high school football. What's the status of Kentucky high school football right now?
The best I've seen it. I really, I just, to see the growth over the 9 years that I've been here in Kentucky high school football, it's been, just awesome to watch. Just, I can see, you see the players coming out each and every year. There's more and more of them and more impact guys, but it's just better high school football. And it's a credit to the coaches. I know they work extremely hard. We build strong, close relationships with many of them, and our door is open 24/7 to high school coaches, and they can come in, and a lot of them do, watch meetings, watch practice, and we're here to help any way we can. But it's been really fun to see the growth and the improvement Kentucky high school football.
You did a great job this year in high school football in the state,
Yeah,
recruiting those kids.
we're proud of what we've done. We work hard. That's our priority. We want to keep the local kids home. We want to keep the state of Kentucky players home. And I know it's important for you all to see them. It's important for our fan base to see them, and it helps in all ways. And this is our home, and we're trying like heck to lock it down each and every year.
Mark, what is a reasonable expectation for your freshman linebacker for Wallace?
Man, they're both good players. I haven't been able to. We're not allowed to see certain things, in the summer. Obviously, I could watch their movement and their body and watch them on tape, and some impressive players. And so I have high expectations. I'm not afraid to play true freshmen if they could come in and have an impact. We've done it before, and I anticipate those guys playing, but they have to go prove it and play. And but I believe they will.
Mark, are you concerned about some of the road games the team will face this year?
Am I concerned about what?
Some of the road opponents the team will face this year?
I mean, am I concerned? I haven't even thought about it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Mark, do you think NIL can get in the way of player performance, and if it does, how would you handle it?
NIL is a major concern of how it affects our game, how it affects your locker room. For me personally, yes, I'm concerned about the way it affects our team. We've talked about it a lot. We've educated them as best we can. Does not seem to be a problem to this point. Many of our players feel like they just want to concentrate on football, and the great ones will do that because they know they have an ability to do something special, have an opportunity to play at the next level, and that's really where they want their concentration to be. This is new. It's interesting because I could talk about it and educate them, but then there are rules and regulations as far as how far these tentacles can go and how much we help them, and that's always hard. So you're floating a young person, a young adult out there, doing things and signing things and that we're not properly educated on. And
How will you handle it then?
Well, we handle it the best we can. Again, we educate them. We do have people that can help them within our athletic department and compliance and things of that nature, and they are allowed third-party people to help them with that. But to think that all of these student athletes across the country aren't going to run into some problems, then we have our head in the sand.
Mark, what about something just as simple as players used to sign autographs for fans as they leave the field going to the locker room? So you see that going away now, or you think that'll continue?
Whether players sign or not on the way out and things, I think, will it change? Absolutely, it'll change. I anticipate that a lot of our players will, and I anticipate that a lot of our players may not. And I think that'll be across the country. And I know that'll irritate, certain people, but again, our players are really, I don't just say this, I speak the truth. I think you all know that for years. We have a really good program. We have very good kids, very good players that are very conscientious, that do so many things to help the community. They're so unselfish, and they really want to do right. They really do. I just appreciate our players and what that looks like, where they can make a few dollars. I think we all can understand that too. I don't see any of our players overly consumed with going out and trying to, do this NLI thing, and I see them concentrating on football, and I hope it stays that way.
Mark, there's been a lot of changes, but the one that probably affects you the most is practice time.
Mhm.
Do you have to change the way you do things to make sure you accomplish your kind of weekly goals because they afford that time?
No, I don't think anything, the structure of our practice or anything of that nature will affect us. No.
Mark, does Ruffalo increases get the range at all?
We'll see. I hope so.
Yeah.
But I hope he stays consistent like he has been, so, I know he's worked hard and I feel confident with him, so we'll see where that range goes.
I know you can't talk about getting young man committed as a track superstar. With UK kind of front and center of the Summer Olympics, I'm wondering how you feel about recruiting athletes who want to play sport.
Well, I think there's no secret that we've been, a big, strong, physical football team, and I like the fact that we're getting faster. I think we all can appreciate that, and we're a faster football team this year than we were last year. I always feel like when you say that, we are again with our strength and conditioning team, we're an explosive, fast football team, short range, but you need some guys to take the top off. It's not like we have a slow defense or not. We have a lot of twitchy guys and are very sudden and very strong, but top end speed's a different deal. And yes, I want to continue to get top end speed. And you just add a guy like DeKel, and of course Wandell, but then you got Wandell and DeKel. Those are top end speed that you're looking for, along with others that we're looking to add.
Okay, folks, thank you very much.